We're live to Johannesburg now, where we can speak to Aspasia Karras, who is editor of South African Marie Claire. Hi, thanks for joining us on Sky News this afternoon.
Hi.
What was your reaction when you heard that this is what she'd said?
I think it's, on one hand, you can understand, obviously, the kind of media pressure that has happened to celebrities over the last decade, just with the things going viral instantly, with every random blogger and the Daily Fail writing whatever they please about them. But to equate it to rape, I think that has given everyone pause, especially in South Africa, where the statistics are so devastating. I don't think there's a single woman who doesn't know of another woman who's been raped or hasn't experienced it, in her immediate vicinity. And so I think the metaphor was very strong and really unjustified.
Given the numbers that you are giving to us there, Aspasia, and given that Charlize, as we know, is South African, she would be very well aware of the amount of women that suffer at the hands of mostly men, but presumably also sometimes women in South Africa, and the amount of women that have reported being raped. And how on earth then could she compare rape with Googling herself?
I think it was an unfortunate mistake, because I've also, she runs a charitable program in South Africa. Last year, I went with her to KwaZulu-Natal, which incidentally has one of the highest rape incidences in the country, with the Global Fund on an AIDS outreach project. And obviously AIDS, a large proportion of the problem with AIDS is because we have this rape culture in South Africa. Really, literally, I think there's the argument is every 28 or 38 seconds, depending on whose position you take, the police or the rape organizations, a woman is being raped, and a lot of those women are being infected with AIDS, and so HIV/AIDS. And so I think that perhaps it's an indication of either what happens with celebrity culture is that ultimately you do feel that you're living in this bubble and somehow apart from the world. And it feels that invasive, but I don't think it's a realistic reflection of society, especially in South Africa.
Didn't she win an Oscar for her portrayal of a woman who had been turned serial killer, having been repeatedly raped?
She did. And then I think this is probably why this has caused such a media backlash. And I mean, the irony of the thing is that, of course, you see what she's describing instantly. We are now discussing it in great detail. Every single word, every single act, every single throwaway phrase becomes an object of global interest. So you can understand what she's saying, but I think it undermines the real issue at hand, which is that rape in South Africa is a major problem, and it is the highest statistic in the world for women.
But how difficult will it be for people in South Africa and indeed around the world to see it as a throwaway comment, a throwaway action, when she does compare, press intrusion to rape, given all of the background knowledge that she has? How damaging might this be for her?
Well, being South Africa, we hope that it's not going to be terribly damaging, because I think people in South Africa really adore her. We call her Onze Charlize, our Charlize. So one hopes that it isn't, but I do think that she'll probably have to come out, apologize, make some kind of public statement. I think it will be damaging in the sense that she is quite a serious person, and her credibility is being brought into question.
You think that she should apologise?
I do. I think it requires some kind of explanatory statement. I think just in the nature of things. I mean, we're not living in the Hollywood of 20 years ago where your publicist would come out and clean it all up. The fact is the stuff goes viral. And a lot of it is beyond the sort of legitimate press. I mean, as an editor of a magazine, I have to sign and get them to all agree, the celebrities, but the way the media works now, the whole viral aspect of it, it just immediately takes off and has a whole, nobody can control it. And so she probably should put out some kind of statement.
Let's see if she does. Aspasia
It's
Karras.
unfortunate.
It sure is. Aspasia Karras, editor of Marie Claire in Johannesburg. Thank you for joining us on Sky News. Thank you.
Thank you.